All right, so good morning, class. So today, our second topic for today is about the introduction of CC 102. So the first thing you need to do programming is a compiler. So you need a compiler. What is a compiler? A compiler reads the entire program and converts into object code. So lahat ng mga itatype ninyo na code, ang ang trabaho ng compiler is to convert that from a higher language to a machine language so that the computer can understand and will automatically follow the instruction, which is what you will code. So which is a translation of the program source code into a form that the computer can execute directly. So there are a number of commercial integrated development or environments or what you call IDEs. So yung IDEs, ito yung they are editors where you will type your code. So these are environment in which you will type your code that support C++ or C. There are also some good free IDEs available, including Bloodshed, Dev C++. So if you have a computer, you can use or you can install Dev C++ and code blocks. There are so many editor that you can use for C or C++, which is available or readily downloadable online. So I would suggest that for computer, kapag meron kayong desktop, you can download Dev C++. Sa ano naman, sa mga mayroong uh, Android device, you can use or you can download CPP Droid sa Play Store. So these are completely self-contained environment for creating, compiling, linking, and testing C++ programs. It incorporates a range of fully integrated tools designed to make the whole process of writing C++ program easy. So in this unit, you will get a view of how to install the IDE and how the IDE works, such as Dev C++ and Code Block, and so on, and other IDE. So these are the unit learning outcomes. So by the end of this unit, you should be able to 1. Identify the main areas in the workspace of integrated development environments or IDEs for C++. Demonstrate understanding of the installation, setting up of IDEs, and use of the fundamental parts such as the editor, compiler, linker, and the libraries. C++ programming tools. So here are the tools that you can use for C++. So C++ is an IDE, meaning an integrated development environment, which is a completely self-contained environment for creating, compiling, linking, and testing C++ programs. So it incorporates a range of fully integrated tools designed to make the whole process of writing C++ programs easy. So basically, C++ has tools. Yes, yung tools na yon ay ginagamit ng C++ o yung IDE ng C++ to make your coding experience more fun and easy. So what are these tools? Meron siyang compiler, linking, and testing. So yun yung mga tools na ginagamit ng C++ IDE. So you can begin by downloading the installer from these URL sites. These are free shareware software. So there's no need to worry if you will buy this, but because these are free. So nakikita ninyo yung link. You can visit this link. You can go to sourceforge.net projects or dev C++ or the other link sourceforge.net projects code blocks or code blocks source is equals to DLP. So or you can search on Google, i-search nyo lang doon C++, download C++ IDE, or you simply just type dev C++. So to download both of them in your computer and learn them, then choose the one which is most appealing and convenient for you. So I recommend that Dev C++, pero kung meron kayong ibang mas comfortable na IDE na gusto nyong gamitin, you may download it. But for me, based from experience, mas maganda yung Dev C++. So the first step while we start the installer is to select the language of our choice as shown in the below screenshot. So select the language. Number 2, once you select the appropriate language, you have to agree the license agreement that pop-ups next. So this is the license agreement. You can view the license agreement. Ang purpose ng license agreement, nandito lahat ng mga rules na kailangan ninyong sundin before you use the Dev C++. So, nandyan yung mga terms na kailangan nyo sundin. Just click I agree. So, click I agree. Then, next is number 3. Next, we are asked to select the components that we need to install as part of the D or Dev C++ installation. For these components, automatically naka-check na yan. Pero kung hindi pa naka-check, i-check nyo lang ito lahat. Yan. Okay, then click next. As shown in the above screenshot, we are provided with a list of components available for installation and checkbox against each component. We can check and check each box to indicate which components to install. Click next once the components are selected. Next is number 4. Now, the installer prompts the user for the destination folder where the dev, C++, files, library, etc. are to be copied. So, dito naman, isi-set ninyo kung saang location siya i-install. So, usually, ito yung tinatawag nating destination folder or path, which is naka-install siya sa C drive, inside program files, and then inside the folder dev cpp. So automatically ang gagawa na niyan ay yung installer. So just click install. Then once we provided the destination folder path, click on install. The following screenshot shows the progress of the installation. So habang after nyo i-click yung install, mag-install na siya, then mapapansin niyo meron siyang progress bar. Ito tinatrack niya yung progress ng installation kung malapit na siyang matapos. So, para alam niyo kung nag-install talaga siya. Then, after that, once the installation is over, finish dialog that signals the end of the installation appears. We click finish and then we can launch the Dev C++ IDE. Next is how to install C++ code blocks. So, ito naman ay yung unang in-install natin ay yung Dev C++. Ito naman ay yung how are you going to install C++ code. So, this is another IDE. Okay? So, paano nyo i-install ang C++ code? So, double-click the installer once it has completed downloading. Alright? O baka mamaya ma-confuse kayo ha. Kapag na-install nyo na yung Dev C++, okay na yon. Pero ito, kung ayaw ninyo ng Dev C++, you can also use C++ code blocks. So, how to install C++ code blocks? Yun nga. So, double-click the installer. Once it has completed downloading, so pag na-download na ninyo, i-click nyo na installer. Then, hit the next several times. Other setup tutorial will assume you have installed in C program folders or program files / code blocks. So, that is C / program files / code blocks, the default installation location. So this is the default install location, but you may install elsewhere if you like. So do a full installation, then launch code blocks. Running in code blocks, you will prompted with a compiler auto detection window. So as you can see here, this is the compiler auto detection. So automatically, kapag meron na naka-install na compiler, mag-a-appear dyan. Ayan. So yung compiler ninyo is used to translate a high-level language, which is what you code, into a machine language that can be easily understood by your computer. So when you get the compiler, auto detection window, just hit OK. Then code blocks may ask you if you want to associate it as a default viewer for C or C++. I suggest you do. Click on the file menu and under new, select project. So automatically, i-click nyo lang yung, pag na-detect nyo yung compiler, i-select nyo lang siya para makasama siya kasi kailangan nyo ng compiler. Right. So dito, mapapansin niyo ang compiler ay GNU GCC compiler for C++. So click on the file menu and under new, select project. Ayan. The following window will come up. Ayan. So click new project. Okay. Click on console application and hit the go button. So ito, i-click natin under new project. Then click console application, then click go button. Then after that, click next until you get the language selection dialog. Ayan, ito na yung tinatawag natin, language selection dialog. So you'll be asked to choose whether you want to use C or C++. If you're not sure, use C++. Okay? So basically, ang gagamitin ninyo, choose C++ kasi C++ yung gagamitin natin. Wag yung C class ha. Ito, yung naka-highlight, C++ yung gagamitin ninyo. Alright, na language. Otherwise, choose based on the language you are learning. Okay, take note, ang gagamitin nating language ay C++. Alright, so i-click ninyo yung C++. After next, code blocks will then prompt you with where you would like to save the console application. Right. So I'd recommend you put it in its own folder as it may create several files. This is especially true if you create other types of projects. You will need to give your project a name. Anything will be fine. So dito, itatype ninyo yung project title or yung name ng application ninyo. Then folder to create project in. Ibig sabihin, mas maganda class kapag gagawa kayo ng or if you're going to save your file in C++, naka-organize siya. So I would suggest na i-save ninyo siya sa My Documents, then lagyan ninyo ng name yung folder. Alright? Example, folder na C++ files folder. Like that. Or yung name ninyo para mas organize. Alright? So lagyan yung project title, folder to create, project in, sa nyo i-save, then project file name, yung project file name, lagyan nyo rin. Alright. Pero mas maganda yung Dev C++. Alright. Ito medyo complicated siya. Marami kayong gagawin. Pero kung mas comfortable kayo dito, you can use this also. So clicking next again will prompt you to set up your compiler. So please select the compiler to use in which configuration you want to enable in your project. So we will use the GNU GCC compiler. Then check, create. Then this one, check also. Then you don't need to do anything here, just accept the defaults by hitting finish. You can now open the main.cpp on the left. So basically, ito class yung magiging itsura ng inyong working environment sa code block. Mapapansin niyo, nandito yung mga toolbar. Ito naman yung mga projects ninyo, additional window sa left side. But ito, yung pinakamalaking area, dito kayo magko-code. Yan, nakikita ninyo. Ito na yung code ninyo, yung main code ninyo sa C++. Which you can see include, library, meron siya integer main, stdc out, hello world, okay. So this is the IDE na tinatawag. Okay, this is your IDE or environment or integrated development environment where you will code your C++. Sa baba makikita ninyo additional tools that that the C++ or IDE uses, such as yung pag-debug and so on and so forth. So, you may need to expand the content of the source folder if you don't see main.cpp. So basically, makikita ninyo yung main, that is the name of the file. .cpp means this is the extension file, which means C++. So, ang file name ninyo ay binubuo ng una yung name ng file at yung extension, separated by that. So at this point, you will have your main.cpp file, which you can modify if you like. For now, it just says hello world, so we can run it as is. Hit if F9, which will first compile it and then run it. So usually ito yung yung output ng code na ito, class, ito, this one. When we execute it by just clicking this one, itong icon na to, yung parang play button, that is run, it will execute the instruction or code and will give you this output. Hello world. Yun lang. Alright. In every program, before we start a new language, always at the beginning is lagi nilang ginagamit yung code na hello world. Alright. Basic na yon. Alright. So, hello world. So, meron pa yung may kwento yan, class. Pero, ikwento ko na lang yan sa separate na discussion. Right? So, basically, ito yung magiging output niya. So, in this output, you are telling, based on the code, you are telling the computer, based on the program, that you want to display the hello world on the monitor by using this code. Ayan. Yun yung instruction na binigay ninyo sa computer. Siyempre, gumamit tayo ng compiler to translate that so that the computer can be able to understand it. So, which will first compile it and then run it. So, when we run it and execute it, this is the output. Hello world. Right? So, this one, itong window na to, ang tawag natin dito, ito yung black. Black yung background. Ang tawag natin dito ay console. You now have a running program. You can simply edit main.cpp and then hit F9 to compile it and run it again. So, pwede ninyong palitan yan. Let's say, gusto ninyong makita or i-display yung name ninyo. Papalitan nyo lang yung hello world ng name ninyo. Okay. How about using Dev C++? So, open. How are you going to create a code using Dev C++? So, open the Dev C++ IDE. Then, click Dev C++. You will type here Dev C++. You search it. You search the name Dev C++. And then, after that, click open. And then, the susunod, number 2, it will display the Dev C++ IDE. So, ito naman yung environment, working environment ninyo sa Dev C++. Parang ganun din sa code block. Okay, ganito naman yung magiging working area ninyo kung saan ninyo itatype yung code ninyo sa C++. So, number 3, click the main menu. Then, click new project. So, to create a new file or project in Dev C++, just click new. Then, click on project. Okay, yung nga lang yung project medyo malaki yan. You can use source file. Right? Kung yung mga simple lang na file like hello world, you can use source file. Yung project kasi malakihan na yan. Alright. So, select console application and C++ project. Then, enter a project name. Then, click OK. So, here you go. Alright. So, makikita ninyo, ito yung new project. You are prompt if it is you're going to create C++ from window application, a console, static library, DLL, empty project. So we will use, just click console. Yeah. Click console. Then click OK. How to save your project? Just click save to save project. So sinisave natin yung mga project or files ninyo para you can still work on in the future or you can still retrieve it or if you want to edit it. Number 6, display the file name with the default contents or default main program structure. So ito na yung code. Ganito na yung itsura ng code ninyo kapag kayo ay nag-code sa Dev C++. So makikita ninyo, meron rin siyang include library. Ito yung blue na yan, ang tawag dyan ay comment. That is additional information about your code. Alright, and this is the main code. Ayan. So, just insert a statement, cout. Cout, ito yung command na ginagamit to display the text. Kanina nakita ninyo yung hello world, di ba, na display sa monitor. So, sa C++, may ginagamit tayong mga command to instruct the computer. One of them is cout, to tell the computer that you are going to display a text. So, this is my first C++ program. So, i-display niya yung sentence na this is my first C++ program to make program more meaningful. So, makikita ninyo, cout yung gagamitin nating command to display this simple text on the monitor or in the console. So, click main menu, execute, and compile. So, nasan yung compiler niya dito? Ito, i-click nyo lang yung execute. Then, may bababang drop-down menu, then click compile. O yung run button, meron din run button. Ayan. So, na-click natin yung execute, then click compile. After you compile, you click run. So, dalawa yon. After ninyo i-click yung execute, you compile. Ibig sabihin ng compile, ita-translate niya from high-level language to machine language for the computer to understand. Then, to see the output, you click run. Kung gusto niyo minsanan, i-click nyo na lang itong compile and run. Okay. Type in a name of source of the program. So, don't forget to write the name of the file name of your C++. In this example, we use main.cpp. Check for any error in the compilation. Here, there is an error highlighted in color. There is also a suggestion for correction. Alright. So, sometimes, kapag mali yung code ninyo class, halimbawa, may kulang kayong kama, may sobra, or hindi siya naayon doon sa format or structure, automatically lalabas tong red na naka-highlight. Ibig sabihin, may error. Ano yung error niya? Dito nyo makikita sa baba. Ayan, naka-indicate dito. Sasabihin niya, function main, integer main, integer, naka-indicate dito. Was not declared in this scope. So, ito yung error niya. So, kailangan marunong rin kayo mag-debug. So, hanapin niyo kung anong error niya dito. So, in this program, ang problema niya is, may error siya dito. Okay, so, always, kapag may error, ang error could be before that error. In this example, nandito yung error. Alright. So, may error dyan. Okay. So, pinakita ko lang sa inyo kung paano dinidetect ng C++ compiler kapag may error or mali yung code ninyo. Usually, minsan, nagkaka-error siya pag mayroon kayong may mga characters na kulang or sobra. So, madidetect niya yon. So, make the necessary correction and recompile. So, i-correct natin. Ito na yung correct na code. Ayan. So, ano yung error niya dito? Titignan natin. Ang error niya ay teacher art. Si, okay, so ang kulang dito ay cout was not declared. Declare. Okay, so dito may problem class. So, dito. Napansin niyo dito. Pagdating dito, tignan niyo may std siya. So, dapat meron siyang std followed by cout. Yun yung correct way. Then, after that, pag okay na, check for any compilation error, then if okay, click close. Ayan. Click main menu, execute and run to view the output. Same ulit. Ulitin nyo ulit, execute, compile and run, or click compile and run para mas mabilis. Display the output result for number 14. So, ito yung magiging output niya kapag successfully executed or wala siyang error. So, mapapansin niyo ito yung, di ba ito yung nasa code? This is my first C++ program. Yun rin na mag-a-appear sa console. So, from that, you created a simple code that will display the sentence, this is my first C++ program in your console. So, that is programming. Alright? Using code block, open the code blocks IDE, same din. So, yan yung IDE ninyo for your code block. Sa code block naman, ito yung IDE niya. So, how to create a file in code block? So, create a new project. And then, dito yan, file, then create new project. And then, lalabas yung mga template. Click project. Click console application. Ito, console. Nasaan yung console dito? Ito. Click ninyo yan. Yung blue. Sabi niya console application. Then, click console application. Then, click next. Then, select C++ and click next. Ayan, C++. Kasi yun yung language na gagamitin natin. And then, type the project title. And then, project file name. So, ang name ng project title natin is demo. And project file name is demo.cbp. Okay. Yung folder to create project, automatically na yan ang magsasuggest na yan IC code block na. Then, click next. Enter project title and then click next. And then, click finish. Click finish. So, yan na. Okay, so you are now ready to type from the first time your code. So, yan yung IDE ng code block. Okay. Expand sources, then click plus. Ibig sabihin nito, expand sources, nandito yun. Ayan. So, that is number 8. And then, from main menu, click build. Ito yung build. And then, let's say, na-type nyo na yung code. Yan, na-type nyo na yung code. Gusto nyo na makita yung output. So, all you have to do is, from main menu, click build, then select build. Ito yan. Ayan. Main menu, build, and click build. And then, after you click build, check the build log for any error in the program. Ito yung build log. In the program compilation or build process. This must be corrected to be able to execute or run your program. So, kapag may error kayo, doon sa build log, makikita nyo doon at i-indicate niya kung may error. So, hindi nyo i-execute kapag may error. Same with sa Dev C++, meron rin siyang error log sa baba. Kung mapapansin niyo kanina, makikita nyo rin doon. Yun yung nag-i-inform sa inyo kung may error or tama yung code niyo before it will be executed. So, pag mali yung code niyo, hindi niya i-execute. Ayusin nyo na muna. Pero sasabihin niya kung ano yung error. So, from main menu, click build. Then, after you build, then click run. Sa Dev C++, that is compile. Dito naman sa code block, build. And then, after you build, you click run. It will display the output result on the run program. Ayan. So, ito yung magiging output naman niya. Okay. So, yun. Makikita ninyo hello world. Medyo maliit na lang. So, from the output, it shows the following. The program name executed with its complete path. Ito yung path niya. Kung saan naka-save yung file. Or exe, mapapansin ninyo demo.exe. Ibig sabihin, ito na executionable file. Exe means executionable. Ibig sabihin, pwede na muna siyang i-run. okay na siya, wala ng problem yung program at pwede mo nang i-execute. Then, the output result would be hello world. Then, the execution time to compile that, it takes 0.11 seconds before it will be displayed on the monitor or before it will be run or bago yung program ninyo mag-run. Alright? So, that's for it. So that is how are you going to install and run and execute, and how are you going to create a simple code in both compiler. So we learn about how to use, so we learned that there are two IDE or integrated development environment that you can use in coding for C++. The first one is Dev C++ and the other one is CodeBlock. So you can use both of them kung saan kayo mas comfortable, so you can use them to code your program in C++. Alright, so class, that ends our topic for today. Thank you for listening and see you again in the next topic. Good day and God bless.